We're back here at the William Carey Tradition Campus with Dr. Richard Strebeck. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Just tell us what you do here.
So I am the chair of counselor education on the Tradition Campus. And so in our counselor education department, we have two different tracks, if you will. We have a clinical mental health counseling track, which enables people to pursue licensure as a licensed professional counselor in the state of Mississippi. So we prepare them to walk life with individuals through their most difficult times. And then we also have a school counseling track that allows our students to walk life with their students in a high school, elementary school, or preschool setting.
Well, if you've seen one of our other episodes, we spoke before about the school counselor education program. Let's talk about the mental health counselor side of that program. That is, mental health it's always been a subject that people have been talking about, but of late it's become the forefront. So tell us, what is William Carey doing a little differently that maybe students might decide to pick here instead of anywhere else?
Sure. So we focus on mentoring our students. That's our focus. And so when we have counseling students, we don't just, pontificate with them and tell them all the flowery things. We walk with them and help them develop their counseling skills, just basic attending sort of skills. But then we teach them what are the different theories in counseling and how do you apply that theory to this specific situation with this individual. And as I said, we want to teach people how to walk life with individuals through their most difficult times. That is such a privilege for us. And so I think at William Carey, we're different in several ways. We have smaller class sizes. We mentor our students. We know our students. Most of our classes are in a hybrid format, which means we do online video conferencing, and then there are assignments to support that video conferencing class content throughout the week. But just because it's an online or it's a hybrid format doesn't mean we don't know who our students are. We are very connected to our students. We know our students by name. When our students hit a rough patch, we all hit rough patches in life. Because we are a Christian university, I have the freedom to pray with my students, to encourage them like that. And whether that's individual, one-on-one, or even with my class, I oftentimes pray with my class before we start.
I know that the famous line is, as long as there are tests, there'll always be prayer in school.
Absolutely.
But I think when you're talking on the collegiate level, specifically with mental health, I think that is really something that sets William Carey apart, is that it is faith-based. And I think that is a huge component to what you do.
Right. And whether your goals in life are either faith-based or kind of existential, this is what I want to be doing. I believe God's called us and wired us that way. People that don't have a faith background, that's great. We embrace them as well. We want them here because we want to teach people how to walk life with individuals. We do encourage that. And so whether that is from a faith basis or just a personal motivation and devotion, that's how we walk with students.
Okay, let's take it to the individualized piece of it, because in mental health counseling, everyone comes from a different background, they have different experiences in life, and so they're going to bring a different level of their desire to want to make better in the world with them to the school. How does that individualized approach really help prepare that student for the next step?
Sure, because we teach them about substance abuse, we teach them about crisis counseling, marriage and family counseling. We teach all of the different areas of counseling. And you talked about our students are from very different backgrounds. I think that's one of the strengths of our program is not everybody looks like me. We have people of different backgrounds and cultures and ethnicities, and what a difference that makes in our classrooms, because we will be discussing a topic and someone else will say, hey, have you thought about it like this? And it's like it opens up a whole new avenue with this multicultural influence of our students.
So when it comes to, this is for undergraduate, graduate, let's talk about the tuition side of it. They're competitive rates, right?
Absolutely. On our master's level, so our counseling program is a master's level program. It is competitive. I would put it up against anyone else in our state, or even online. If you're looking for a hybrid or online program, compare what our fees are with other institutions and universities, and I think you'll find that we're very competitive. One of the privileges I've had since 2017 is I've served on the Mississippi Licensed Professional Counseling Board. And so I have been privileged to work on that board, which is the board that licenses individuals for counseling. So as we have shaped the face of counseling in the state of Mississippi with my board, I have been able to tailor our educational experiences to meet the requirements, not just for Mississippi, but most states within our nation. So when a student gets their counseling degree in clinical mental health counseling from us, they're going to be able to get licensed because I understand what the educational needs are, not only in Mississippi, but throughout our nation.
What if someone has a degree, an undergraduate degree, in something that doesn't really pertain to psychology or mental health counseling? Does that slow them down from applying and getting accepted into the program?
Absolutely not. It actually accelerates their pathway into counseling. Think about it like this. If you have a Bachelor of Business Administration, how valuable is that if you ever want to start your private practice? We teach counseling skills. We teach counseling methodologies. We talk about how to work with clients. We don't necessarily teach that business side, but if you come into our program with a background in business, what a head start you are on the business side of things rather than kind of figuring that out once you finish with your license. So, you know, in order to apply for our program, you have to have a bachelor's degree. It can be in anything. We do have some classes that we look like we want people to have like a general psychology degree, educational psychology, I said counseling degree, a general psychology class, a educational psychology class, maybe like an adolescent psychology class. I'm sorry, but undergraduate statistics class. I know, I know, that's everybody's favorite.
Right.
Maybe that's just my favorite. But you know, those are the classes that we look for, that there's at least a basic foundation of understanding about human development, that we can take that individual and teach them what they need to know in counseling within 2 years. Our students complete the program in about 2 years, and they're ready to get into the workforce.
What is it that makes you wake up every morning and come to work here?
My students, without a doubt. When I wake up in the morning and my heart races fast, I have class today. When I woke up this morning, I thought, I get to see my students this afternoon. I get to talk with them, and we're going to talk about, in this example, child and adolescent counseling. That's the class I'm teaching this afternoon, and we're going to be talking about play therapy, and my students exploring what that is and how to work with children and adolescents. That gets my heart racing. That gets my adrenaline going. That's what I'm passionate about, is mentoring my students and walking with them through this process.
Absolutely. Look, it's the William Carey Tradition campus. There's a lot going on. They work on the trimester program here, so there's usually, most times of the year, you're right around the corner from a registration period.
Absolutely.
And listen, the Counselor Education Psychology program is where it's at. Dr. Richard Strebeck is here. He's in charge of it all. Thanks for being here. This is going to, I feel like, change the game for those individuals who you're employing or you're getting out into the field to help care for others.
Yes, and there's such a need.
Thank you.